Hey guys, this is Byron. I promised to get a second video out to you that unpacks a little bit further this idea, this concept of living our life without setting goals. Prolific achievement without setting goals. What does it look like? Well, if you recall in the last video, we talked about setting goals the way we've always been taught sets us up for failure. And the reason why it happens is because of three things. Now, I shared two with you. There are actually three things. I didn't have time to go into this in the last video. But very quickly to recap, setting goals sets us up for failure because number one, it invites procrastination in the process. Okay, we call this the law of diminishing intent. Then, not only that, it also invites us to become more paralyzed because we tend to complicate or make more difficult the task than necessary. That's the Parkinson's law. Well, there's a third factor that works against our success as well, and that simply is we're just not wired. We're just not wired to achieve in this way. Okay, it's harder to achieve in this way because whenever we embark on doing something new, something different, something that we've never done before, we have to engage both our head and our heart in the process. We have to use our intellect and our instincts, our creativity in order to accomplish and to do things that we've never done before. And when we set goals in the future, what it does is it disconnects our heart from the process. And that's why, guys, it's hard. It's difficult to get excited about something that we set 6 months, a year, let alone 3 years out into the future. It's hard to get motivated. It's hard to get excited about that. It's because we're not wired to achieve in that way. So, what's the pragmatic and the simple alternative that I propose? Guys, I think we should stop setting goals and start living out our vision decisions on a daily basis. All right, I'm gonna give it to you again. Let's stop setting goals and let's start living out our vision decisions on a daily basis. Now, you probably think, Byron, that's it? That simple answer probably didn't rock your world, did it? But guys, let me encourage you not to quickly dismiss this elegantly simple idea, because I believe it's because it's so simple that we often overlook it, that we don't give it the credence and the weight that it really deserves. The key to prolific achievement is living out our vision decisions on a daily basis. That's the key. Now guys, as I unpack this a little bit more right now, let me dispel a myth. Let me kind of quiet some fears here. I think people make the mistake in thinking that if you live your life without setting goals, then it's a life without passion. It's a life without purpose. It's a life without meaning and mission. And guys, that's the farthest from the truth. That's not correct. That's not true at all. In fact, when we choose to live out our life, live out our vision decisions on a daily basis, what it does is it actually forces us to own the attitudes and the actions that are directly responsible to how our life plays out. Guys, that's the thing. Living your life this way, living your life without setting goals, but focusing on living out your vision decisions on a daily basis. Guys, this is a very, very exciting, very provocative, very scary, but very adventurous way to live. Because see, right now, guys, what happens is you start to recognize that your responsibility in this process is doing what you can with what you have right where you are. Guys, what this does is this forces you outside, to live outside of your comfort zone, to step outside of your comfort zone and to step up to the call that God has on your life. Guys, without even knowing you, I already know something very specific and very significant about you. You know that passion, that dream, that idea, that instinct that you have, that you've set on the shelf. You know, the one that you downplay, the one that keeps revolving and orbiting and coming back into your view from time to time. Remember that? Well, guys, God gave that to you so that He could accomplish it through you. But the one thing that you have to own, the one thing you must do is answer the call to live the courageous life. You have to decide once and for all to live out that vision decision on a daily basis. Now guys, stay with me here, okay? If you remember one thing, let it be this. I'm about to unpack this a little bit more. Achievement is driven by the steady application of just a few simple insights. What this means is no matter who you are, no matter where you are, and no matter what it is you want to accomplish, what you want to achieve, every single achievement, every single outcome has with it, what comes with it is the corresponding clear and present right now prerequisite that looks exactly like your desired outcome, except it's what it looks like in the present day, in the moment. Now, I mean, just stay with me here. This is what I mean. This is so important, guys. Get this, get this. I think what trips us up all the time is this. Many times, guys, we don't recognize our desired outcomes in the present day because we just don't know what it looks like in the now. We get so caught up in what it's supposed to look like in our heads that just because our circumstances and our environment and our situations in life don't and naturally reflect what we see in our mind, the goal that we have, we give up. We sell ourselves short. We second guess. We start to undermine and start to downplay the very possibility that it could actually exist in our life. I mean, this is powerful, guys. Get this, get this. What we fail to realize, guys, is that this idea of living out our vision decisions on a daily basis is a practice in dynamic decision making where we decide once and for all to translate our desired outcomes into the present day approach of how we do our life. That's what it is. That's where the nectar is, guys. That's where the sweetness of life. And believe me, this is a very, very thrilling way to live. This is a very exciting way to live. And you start to achieve as a lifestyle. Okay, let me give you an example. Let's say you want to lose weight, okay? That's a popular goal that people have. Guys, you don't have to set a goal to lose weight. All you have to do is identify and then apply the necessary attitudes and actions that directly correspond to your desired outcome on a daily basis. That's all you have to do. Only thing you're responsible for doing is doing what you can with what you have right where you are. Recognize, guys, listen to this truth. Don't miss this. You have everything you need in this moment to accomplish what you are really called to do at this time. Nothing more and certainly nothing less. You've probably heard this statement before. Success leaves clues. Guys, let me tell you something. There are no secrets to success. There are only decisions to succeed. And once you make a choice to live out your vision, once you make a choice, you will change your life. Change your choices and you instantly change your life. The key to prolific achievement is not in the setting of goals. It's living out our vision decision on a daily basis. Now guys, I want to close with this example. Where do I get this term? How did I come up with this idea, this term of vision decision? It actually comes from a conversation that I had about 16 years ago with a mentor that I had, Al Hollingsworth. The man has blessed my life. He's an entrepreneur, a successful businessman, multimillionaire, and he's made his money running a packaging company that packages products for places like Costco and Sam's Club and all of that. And I was sitting with him at a table outside of Starbucks, and he shared with me, he said, Byron, you know what? You know the difference between me and other people with vision, other people who have ideas and have goals. And then he proceeds to tell me a story that happened to him in his life. He says, when I was in high school, I was in a football game and I was going to block this guy, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, this other guy came and just knocked me flat on my butt. Bam! This thing rocked me. And I laid flat on my back for I don't know how long. It seemed like an eternity. He says this. He said, now get this. He said this. He says, but in that moment, I knew what I was going to do for the rest of my life. It wasn't playing football. But he said this. In all seriousness, he said this. He said, in that moment, I knew that I was going to successfully launch a packaging company. Now, guys, I know that sounds crazy. That sounds weird. Especially this came at a time where Costco and Sam's Club were just getting started. He had this idea, had this vision. He had no way of knowing how it was going to be accomplished, but he had this vision. And you know what he told me? This, I never forgot this. He told me, he says, the only difference between other people with goals and visions and ideas and me is that I decided to believe that vision. I decided to believe it. And so later on, I coined the phrase for myself, vision decision. And guys, what we are called to do, what I'm calling you, what I'm encouraging you to do right now is this, guys. Stop setting goals. Stop setting up achievements as events in your life that you have to succeed at. Stop setting all of these achievements as one-time, one-off events. And start living out your achievements as a way of life. Guys, the world needs you and it needs all of us to make our ideas happen. You know, those visions, those goals, those dreams that we have. Like I said before, God gave them to you because He wants to accomplish His work through you. He didn't make a mistake when He made you. I always say that. But the one thing we have to do is we have to live out our vision decisions on a daily basis. So now, guys, the ball is in your court. I'm calling you out. You have a choice to make. And I hope that you choose to live out your decisions, your vision decisions, on a daily basis. And guys, you don't have to worry about then striving and trying to find success, because success will have its uncanny way of trying to find you.